Welcome back to the Bonsoy Gold Coast Pro, and we are very proud, WSL, to present the Gold Coast Heritage Heat here. And what a heat it is. Mick Fanning and Joel Parkinson grew up surfing together, sparring in junior events right here at Burleigh Heads. They both had illustrious careers on the championship tour, world titles, and now here they are looking to break their head-to-head deadlock. Mick Fanning getting things started early here. Mick's surfing so brilliantly still, looking really sharp anytime he paddles out on these Gold Coast points as he looks to make a statement on this opening ride against his good mate.
Oh, he's looking good, isn't he? He's looking so good. And, well, it looks like we are actually going to judge this with proper points. So this will be a good one. And any predictions?
Oh, that took the words out of my mouth. I saw the scoreboard come up and I was like, hang on a second. We haven't been scoring these heritage heats, but these two are fired up and we're going to have a winner.
I love that. Like I said before, head-to-head history between these two. There's plenty of it and huge stakes in those clashes as well. Battling for event wins, battling for world titles, obviously. 16 previous head-to-head matchups, 8 wins each. So this will break the deadlock. Bring it on. 4.17 for Fanning to kick things off. Parko with a .43. You know, and Parko, the 2012 world title win was remarkable. He was so consistent that season. Hadn't had an event win all year. And he got the double, the ultimate double. Won the Pipe Masters and the world title in the same year. But 12 CT victories in total. It was awesome. And his good mate was there to cheer him up the beach too.
That's a pretty special moment when, you know, an event win, but let alone a world title. And your closest sparring partner, of course, Dingo Morrison was the third part of the Cooley trio. But these two, just so much success on the world tour. Obviously, Mick, 3 times world champion, 07, 09, and then 2013.
The 09 one is the one that really stung for Parko because he got off to almost a unheard of start. He was so consistent through the season and then injured his ankle free surfing and kind of persevered, kept competing, and Mick shaved his head, went into full competitive cyborg mode through the back end of the season and snatched the title away from him. But to Joel's credit, he washed it off after punching the side of the Billabong house on the North Shore and went down and carried his mate up the beach. They hadn't spoken for a while. They caught up the next day, reconnected, broke it all down, and obviously went on to celebrate more big wins for each other as we see Joel now. Over the step and into the pit, tucking in. What's interesting about these two is when they finished up their championship tour careers, you know, Joel just sort of fell out of the spotlight in a big way by choice. He said, oh, I'll never compete again. He got invited to compete in the Burleigh single fin event, which he was victorious in multiple times. And Mick kind of kept popping up at different stages, and obviously with his profile was always spoken about in the media. But lately, Joel's sort of been putting the jersey on a little bit more for the Snapper Rocks Board Riders Club, and he has lost nothing. He's been getting unbelievable numbers at those Board Riders meets, and they're heavily stacked draws too. A lot of championship tour talent competing in the national Board Riders events here.
Yeah, I just think a competitor at that level, it's hard to squash those feelings and push them down to the point where they're totally gone. And obviously, Joel, you know, you can't help but look at what Mick does and go, yeah, I'm gonna give that a crack as well. I want to stay in contention, and it's just that you know, that thirst of wanting to stay on your game as well and surf well.
Yeah, I think Mick just remains so sharp. We were talking about it earlier with Julian Wilson. Kind of similar characters, very disciplined, always keeping their body in check. As we see Fanning up again, blasting through the left. You can see how shallow it is. You know, we even saw the great Kanoa Igarashi, who's so often just completely mistake-free when he switched on, stumbled a couple of times on that sandbar.
Yeah, it's definitely tripping a couple of people up at the moment. It just, that wave was so cupped out. There was hardly any water left on that sandbank.
Look at the turbulence. Look at the just plumes of sandy whitewash just coming up after these waves go through.
Let's have a look at the first wave from Mick here, Rich. 4.17 here.
Yeah, Mick looking down the line here, connects with that first turn, projects down the line, staying busy, staying energetic. The wave cups out. Thought he was going to go for the little barrel there. Just a lip glide floater. Good form, though. And then Joel behind him just tucks straight in. And so many grommets around the world have just tried to emulate the smooth, silky style of this man.
Yeah, it's so classic, right? That fade that he does coming out of the turn just to reposition and get back in the pocket. It's just vintage Joel. It's epic to watch.
He turns it a 4.33. Parko out in front at the moment, but these two have much bigger numbers in them. This is the WSL Heritage Heat. Gold Coast legends are out there competing, probably taking it pretty lightly, but the competitor within is hard to push away, Rich.
There is no way Mick's taking this lightly.
Well, he's put the knot in the rashi, so you know he means business.
He was texting me before about fins and what are we going to do and can you make sure this is down there. He's on, mate. He's ready to go.
We love it. One of the big ones, big heats that I remember calling and witnessing was their Tahiti final. That Mick got the edge on Joel. That was in Joel's world title year. Here we go. Joel loading up. Silky, smooth, carve off the top. That little cut down snap. Just waiting for this thing to stand up on the inside. Gets the floating re-entry.
Nice.
Taking the early edge here. Looking fit, Parko.
Yeah, I don't know where to go with that, but here we go outside, Mick Fanning.
He stacked on some Christmas pudding, but he's looking sharp. No, he has definitely sharpened up. Fanning holding on for the finish there.
Well, you know, you talk about one of the fittest surfers on the planet. I'm going to just leave that there about Parko. But yeah, he's looking good.
You're cruel. I was being genuine.
No, he's looking good, and he taps into the training of Johnny Gannon on occasion.
Yep. That's going to help him just up the requirement here for Mick, that second score. But I wanted to touch on the after party, and I can do it while this replay unfolds. There was an after party after Mick had claimed the event. Joel was there, obviously. It's sort of this hard thing that these two had to do as ultimate rivals, is turn up and be good sports when their buddy won. And it was a crushing loss for Joel. He really wanted that Tahiti title. And they engaged in a bit of a wrestle. I think at one point, Joel just sort of lost it, just couldn't help it. He was like, Mick Fanning! Just like they locked horns, and Johnny Gannon actually had to pull the two of them apart. But, you know, they've had plenty of wrestles over the years. And I think it's helped them both get to, you know, these incredible heights.
Yeah, Spider-Man versus Batman, I guess.
Oh, mate.
Battle of the superheroes. But one of my fondest memories of Joel was, and we haven't mentioned it yet today, so I will, when after the year I won lowers, the following year,
great segue. The year I won trestles, the following year.
The following year, Parko won the event, and the year before that, Luke Egan had won the event, and we had this after party up at Bruce Beach's house, who was the owner of Electric at the time. And it became sort of a custom to pass on the trophy, and Luke passed it on to me, and then I passed it on to Joel, and it was just a really memorable night. Just you know, it was, I guess, signalling the end of my career and really the start of Joel's.
A really sneaky segue there, Rick.
Thanks, mate.
But congratulations on the Trestles title. Love and life here on the Burleigh Heads headland. This natural amphitheatre has really delivered quality waves for us. We've seen magic performances from the world's best. I think the crowd's been eating it up. Big props to the WSL team. Their amazing pivot after Cyclone Alfred to get what has been called one of the great event sites established here, and it's been like a festival. There's been live music in the afternoons. I mean, Steph Gilmore performing with Spiderbait is a highlight for me. Yeah, it's been incredible, right? I mean, as you said, the hill's amazing, a natural amphitheatre. It's absolutely packed today. The sun's come out. We'll be iffy on the rain, you know, but
the spectators have come, and the event site's incredible. That Stone and Wood bar has been popping off in the afternoons. I mean, look at the people. That Stone and Wood bar, perfect place to go and watch the surf, drink a couple of tins, and watch surfboard riding go down. Two of the all-time greats, you know. They're spanned across generations. And there is Vorney in the corner.
He's loving it. He is loving his time down here. It's also been really fun to just wind back the clock and talk about the origins of head-to-head surfing at this location, and you know, the icons, both surfing and fashion icons that competed here back in the day. Michael Peterson, Wayne Bartholomew, our very own, Mark Richards, of course, and local boy Peter Harris, who broke through, surfing his way through the event trials and getting a victory here. Seen Shane Harana around the traps.
Yeah, PT's been hanging around as well. There's been so many legends just been attracted to this event, not to mention all the shapers that we've had here through the week. It's become a real melting pot, a real meeting place of so many people that have different positions within the sport.
And that celebration has been the same, looking back on the history of the women's event as well, because this is an honour roll, you know, like a lot of those longest running contests that features some of the real trailblazers. Margot Oberg, Wendy Botha, Frida Zamba, Jodie Cooper. It's awesome to see. Lisa Anderson, of course. And we are going to see a new Gold Coast Pro champ this year. Erin Brooks, she got the Challenger Series win last season with an amazing performance. She's still in the running for the big one, the Championship Tour win that could help her solidify her place on the CT for the rest of the year and 2026. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But this is a special treat. Mick Fanning, Joel Parkinson out there at the moment. Mick with some work to do. Joel has found his spot on the bank. Dropped a 6.17 on his last ride. That one's not going to factor in. Been lucky to see Mick in the past two events, surfing in the Icons Heat down at Bells Beach. And he's lost nothing, Flick.
He really hasn't. I mean, it was incredible to watch. Just the speed. We don't even have to wind back the clock. He's still white lightning.
Sure is. Joel loading up down the line. And this wave not really doing a whole lot at the moment, but you can just watch Joel stand there. He tucks into the barrel, finds the cover.
So smooth. Positioning just perfect. Just real casual approach from Joel.
Well, Joel's the ultimate style master. Always has been. As soon as he stood up on a surfboard, you know, it was clear that he had something special. It's been spoken about. His uncle Darryl, a famous point break surfer from this region as well. But yeah, Joel just attracted, obviously, the big contracts at a young age. Have a look how he sets this up. One thing Joel's always had, Flick, is time.
Oh, yeah, completely. It's a time to play with. Just look at him toying with it. Yep, fade back, kick stall here, and thank you. Just parks it in there. Just not a drop of water out of place. Perfect positioning with the body.
Such a good read. And that's... oh, mate. Having a real close look at what his buddy's doing there.
Yeah, just enjoying being out there with one of his good friends.
Yeah, but both these guys, you know, have grown up on this style of point wave, and they just have such an impeccable read. And they can find a barrel where others would just be racing through the section.
Yeah.
They'll be slotted back in there. And then, yeah, but Joel will be loving this. He's out in front at the moment.
I'll tell you who's loving it. 18 minutes to go here. Joel out in front. It's Kaipo.
Yeah, we got lots to froth about over here at Burleigh. It's finals day. Talk about blood on the rocks. It's not blood on the rocks. It's froth on the rocks. Take a look at this. Can you get a picture of all the people over here on the rocks? Fanning out, frothing out, froth on the rocks. That's how much froth we have. That's
Mate,
it.
It is awesome. That's the ultimate mic drop. Kipes off the back of the sled there, but it is a huge crowd turned out. They got a lot to cheer for here on finals day. A big Saturday afternoon coming their way, coming your way. And still 17 minutes to enjoy watching these two battle it out. Mick's deep. He's identified some scoring opportunity up that end, and he's hanging in tight, and he's got that amazing ability to get compact and get slotted as well as he takes off now. Look how just hollow that section is.
No water left on that bank. There's a special little type of wave that he wants. You can tell he's just hunting a pit.
Yeah.
I saw Mick's coach, Phil McNamara, this morning in the dark. I think Mick might have had Phil down here watching the conditions. But he needs to move down the line, I think, if he's going to challenge Joel. Really hard to find the space to let go of a big turn down there. I will say this. In this event window, I did see a free surfing clip of Mick on the DHD over at Durambar. I think it's one of the most powerful turns that I've seen on the Gold Coast in the last 2 weeks.
Oh, and he said they're working on a new model.
They're working on a new model.
Yeah, that thing was just a hammer of a turn.
So he's in great form. He just can't connect with a decent wave out here at the moment, Forno.
No, he's not connecting just at the moment, but I'll tell you who is connecting. That's every single person who's down here on Burleigh Headland. There is so many people. I'd love to get a head count from this compared to the 77 stubbies. It's absolutely amazing scenes. And because it's like, what, 11:30? Well, that's unofficially beer o'clock here. So we're in the Stone and Wood Bar, the unofficial beer of the WSL. And, of course, the Bonsoy Gold Coast Pro presented by GWM. And just so you guys know, while the boys were running out to surf this heat, they didn't know what their head-to-head was. And I heard Ronnie say it, so I said, oi, boys, it's 16 heats, 8 apiece. This is going to be the decider. And you should have seen the skin glaze over their eyes. They were just, like, instantly into it. They just wanted to dead set have a go at each other. And hopefully they get the platform in the last few minutes of this heat to, rip into each other.
I'd love that, Vaughan. Hey, we've seen some icons of the sport around the event site over the last few days. Who are some of the names down here watching this Heritage Heat unfold?
Well, the big one for me was Peter Townend. He was down here this morning with Rabs, and it was just such a buzz to see those two in the same space. But over the course of the weekend, Ron, I've seen lots of the competitors who are in this event, you know, rubbing shoulders with a lot of heroes, shapers, just Gold Coast identities. It's just been amazing. But PT's the big one, you know, the original Cooley kids, Rabs and PT sharing a moment and a laugh, and then coming down to watch this heat was pretty special.
Oh, it is awesome. The 76 World Champ PT on site. Thank you, Vaughan. Enjoy the Stone and Woods, but not too much, mate. It's finals day. We've still got a few heats to get through as we see Fanning now making his way back into position. Joel Parkinson loading up. He's got a good-looking wall here. Tucks into the pit. Deep behind the section. Can't re-emerge. But Mick is trying to get the lead back. 5.34. Kind of perfect timing to send these guys out, Rich. It's getting towards the bottom of the tide now, and it's really tricky out there.
Yeah, it is. It's, at the bottom of the tide, strange things happen. We always identify that. But just by the sheer nature of this sandbar, which has been so good to us, it's been an incredible setup at Burleigh here. As we see Joel again, just looking at this one, setting up the barrel, sits in it, travel time, looks for the doggy door.
Gets completely viced, just compressed in the lip there. But how cool was that pit? Amazing vision. And probably a couple of iconic stills of Parko just in that classic tube mode.
It's just like a big, tall flamingo that just gets into a little squat position when he finds that barrel line. Quick fade. Watch how compact he gets. Just beautiful travel time. The hands pointing towards the exit, getting the vision, and then right there, tries to exit and find the doggy door. But found the Malachi Crunch instead.
Oh, yeah. He got his nose out of the tube. But that's usually always the case, no matter how far back in the barrel he is.
Fair few rinsings going on here, Rondo.
I love it.
No one's safe.
Mick is in the barrel now. He is trying to find some cover. Gets a little bit bust through the curtain. Trying to maintain pace with his old mate Joel. Gets out onto the open face. Lets go of one of his trademark slashes. 12 minutes and 20 seconds to enjoy this Heritage Heat unfold. As Fanning rides that one right through to the inside. Let's throw it down to Laura Anabar. She has tracked down our last semi-finalist, Kanoa Igarashi.
I just didn't know what was going on at the end. Jordy's like such a dangerous competitor, and I feel like he's made every air he's gone for. So I was just like, I was trying to watch like the big screen actually that was on the beach, and I just saw that he was in the air like twice on both of his waves. So it was super nerve-wracking, and I was just trying to better my scores, but I got lost in the lineup a little bit. I didn't really know which waves to go on. It was starting to get really sucky, and all the waves that I wanted to go on were kind of just going below sea level, and I didn't think I was even going to make the drop. So, I mean, I was a little bit lost, but it kind of ended up working out.
And, you know, must have got the heart rate up when you saw Jordy go to the air and eating his 6 at the end.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's beat me like twice, you know, buzzer beaters with airs. So I have that kind of like scar tissue. I remember that pretty well. And I was like, here's another one. But yeah, luckily that one went my way. I had one of my scores. I did a slob air, and I was watching Julian's heat yesterday, and I saw him do the big slob, and it got me so fired up. It was like full vintage Julian, and it got me so excited. I was thinking about it all night last night. Just got like I was so sick. I was, you know, no one really does them. And I was just like, okay, I want to do one in my heat. And yeah, it ended up being one of my scores. So yeah, thanks for the inspiration, Julian.
Oh, well, maybe you and Jules coming up in the semi-final together. You have a bit of a slob off.
Yeah, he'll probably beat me if we both go to the slob air. He's the best to ever do it. But yeah, I'll stick to my game, and hopefully we get some good waves. And you know, I mean, Burleigh is giving us a bit of everything. It's giving us barrels and air sections and turns. So. Yeah, however way the heat pans out, I'm sure it'll be a fun one. So I'm looking forward to it.
Amazing. We'll see you soon, Canelo. Rest up into the semi-finals.
Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. He's looking the goods, isn't he? And like he said, Burleigh's given us everything. It's been a fantastic stage for the surfers to give us complete performances. Canelo and Julian have been two of the best. So that is set to be a fantastic clash for the final.
These guys are tied. These guys are actually tied on 10.5 points apiece.
Wow.
Joel's got the edge because he's got the highest scoring ride, but we need to see this tie broken.
Two of the all-time event winners out there at the moment. Mick, 4th on the all-time list, behind Kelly Slater, who's got 56, Karen 33, Carol 25, Mick with 22, and Joel equal 12th in esteemed company. Shane Horan, Mark Occhilupo, Sean Thompson, Joel Parkinson. Those 12 victories, really impressive. And you know, both these guys got it done at events all over the schedule, showing how well-rounded they were. As we see Joel now trying to get rid of that 4.33 and really turn the heat up on Mick. Been some great surfing in tricky conditions here.
Yeah, the boys are getting good read on the point waves. You can see there just how shallow it is. And Joel getting that one almost right up at the cove section. Now the boys will sit together. Mick with priority.
Yeah, Mick kind of figured out the winning formula a little later than Joel. Joel and Mick both won their first championship tour events as wildcards.
Yeah, that's right. Joel
getting the victory over in J-Bay as an 18-year-old, Mick down at Bells at 19. But as juniors, the Cooley trio of Mick Fanning, Dean Morrison and Joel Parkinson, you know, the winning order was generally Joel or Dingo winning, and Mick the sort of the constant second place getter, the ultimate runner-up. He sort of found the winning formula in his late teens, and then he went on a magic run. He qualified with ease. He won some big major contests as a QS campaigner. And then he got on the tour and quickly moved to the top 5.
It's just so funny how close they're sitting next to each other right now.
Mick using his priority here. Little foam climb to get started. Cuts that turn short so he can get down the line and hammer this pocket a couple of times. Loading up for something big down the line. This wave's actually starting to grow in size, and Fanning links a nice combination there.
Yeah, there it is.
Chasing a 6.41. Didn't get the wrist flick, the famous Fanning claim there. But it would have felt good. It's his best wave for sure.
Yeah, it's his best wave. I think he's going to get the score. Feels like the number to me.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a score, but it looks like there's a set out the back right now. Oh, Joel's going to get another opportunity here.
Well, this is moving nicely off that sandbar. Might give him some space for those big, beautiful rail turns. that we all know so well. Here he goes, Parko. Gets that first hit in, driving out onto that open face. Nice little tail slide there. Again, just kicking on those fins. Joel already has a 617 in his account, so this could really help his chances if he needs a score.
Beautiful. That's it.
And slots in for a bit of a shampoo on the inside.
Ew.
Finishes that one off nicely. We're getting the finish we deserve here. 6 minutes to go. Numbers on the way for both competitors.
So easy on the eye. Joel Parkinson, just rhythmic between these turns, and he kind of turned up the volume on a few of those turns there, really starting to lay into that rail game. Might put Mick on the ropes here.
What about that photo, that iconic shot of Joel behind the rocket snapper? It was why Julian Wilson was going about his business, winning down at Kira. It's just a huge billboard as you enter the Coolangatta zone. It is next level, but here's the replay of Mick's ride.
Yeah, it's just so funny, right? Just how hard they're pushing each other. Basically shoulder to shoulder when Mick took off on this one. And I love this. I mean, this one grew in size as it went down the line. He's surfing so fast, so quick, so whippy to get up there for that last turn. I mean, he's just as fast as ever. And then behind him, Joel, I mean, this was beautiful. This one had a bit more size to it, really picked the eyes out of it. Just great wave selection. And just such a beautiful demonstration of how to surf a point break. For me, it's the big wrapping carve that's coming up. I mean, this is what we want to see Joel do. That moment there. Hello.
Vintage Joel Parkinson style. And a series of amazing manoeuvres on that wave. This is awesome.
I mean, Mick's got the event wins. He's got the extra world titles. But Joel is kind of got that classic point break flow, much like Steph Gilmore. It's elegant the way he surfs a wave, and still just has that added commitment to those turns when he needs it. 4.5 minutes to go, waiting on the numbers to come through. Kind of feels like Parko should get the edge. Just had a bit more space to move than Mick. Mick was kind of crammed into a box, if you will.
Yeah, taking nothing away from how Mick's surfing, in particular on that last wave, did so well to just rattle off some beautiful manoeuvres here. He's up again.
Look out. The monster might be awoken here, the competitive animal that is Fanning. He's a busy man. Mick's had an amazing couple of years. He was last year, or earlier this year, I should say, inducted into the Australian Sporting Hall of Fame, a massive presentation, joining his sporting icons from across many different codes. But in June next month, he's got his Mick Fanning Charity Golf Day, which is into its 4th year now. He's raised close to $2 million already for charity, helping people who were devastated by the floods back in 2022. And he just refuses to turn his back on those people who are still trying to get back on their feet, the communities that were absolutely devastated. So I know that hard work has been super appreciated by everyone in the community. He was part of the rescue efforts along with Joel, who actually was the catalyst for the surfers to get involved. Joel got on his jet ski and went and visited some of the communities upriver around Moorlambar and stuff, and they were just horrified by what they saw. And you know, there wasn't a massive response from the rescue services prior to them getting involved, and then they really sparked action from the government, which was fantastic, and they just continued venturing down the coast to heavy hit areas. So that's a big working effort for Mick and his team to get that event on every year, and Joel generally takes part as well when he's around. So he's a busy man. 2 minutes to go here. Parko's just dropped an 8.33.
Whoa.
So Mick's after a huge score, an 8.73. And Parko's wasted no time, connecting with another set. Silky smooth off the top. That board just hovers over the water, it appears, as he comes through to the inside, drops the layback snap and finishes in style. He's found the rhythm. And the 617 is going to be dropped here, and the heat score total is going to be almost impossible for Fanning to turn around.
She might even put him into combination. Wouldn't that be a thing?
It feels like it might be trending that way, I'd say.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's a bit of heckling going on now. Joel's going to love the feel of that.
Mick won't look at him. Mick's not looking at him at all. Mick wants to ski. He's going, we've still got a minute 20. I want another one. Beautiful slice off the top there for Joel. Tags that little section there, comes around this big foamy stretched out section, and then just throws the hammer down. The big layback hack for the final manoeuvre, and that just might be
that's
the
going to
last
be it.
nail in the coffin.
1 minute to go. And the consensus here in the commentary booth is that Mick's going to be chasing 2 scores.
It feels that way, doesn't it? It feels excellent.
Just found the room to let that beautiful style really do its thing. Numbers rolling through from the panel. They're looking excellent. But Fanning, he's going to get a shot to show us what he can do. No, he gets caught behind there. It's an 8.5 for Parkinson. Fanning comboed, looking for a 2-wave total of 16.83. That's not going to happen with just 20 seconds on the clock. And Parko got a big smile on his face.
Oh, that is some serious bragging rights.
Oh,
for Joel, you know that this one is going to live on until the next heritage heat that these guys have.
Yeah.
Mick might be on the blower actually to Starkey, trying to organise one
the next
in
one.
the next couple of weeks.
I can see how the conversation goes. They're going to hug it out. Really good mates, and as I said, pushed each other to the greatest heights, 2 world titles, and were there to cheer each other up the beach when they did it. It's a remarkable friendship. Joel will be saying, well, I broke the deadlock, mate, 9 and 8. Mick will be saying, how many world titles you got? Joel will be saying, you're only as good as your last.
Yes.
And Rich will be saying, remember that time I won trestles. But really special for their families too, who are here on site watching this all go down. They'll enjoy the afternoon, no doubt. 2 of the icons, Rich.
So good, love this, and you can see just how stoked they both are. You know, while there is a serious sort of undercurrent to this, it is about these guys having fun and getting out and just showing that they've still got it.
We love it. What a special treat for this crowd. We got the Stone and Wood update show coming at you right after the break. Loving having your company here at the Bonsoy Gold Coast Pro, presented by GWM.